tell us a little bit about how long you've been in Woburn. It's a family business,
Yep.
locally owned, which we're huge fans of. Tell us a little bit about your history.
Yeah, thank you, Jody. Very, very glad to be here with you. So we've been in Woburn this 30 years for us this year. We've been in business 42 years. Yep. So Woburn's been an amazing place for us to be. We're very happy to be local. We started in Reading, moved to Wilmington, and then 30 years in Woburn, and we'll stay in Woburn as long as I'm here and still running things. My father started the business 42 years ago. I took it over 4 years ago, right when COVID hit, so that was a fun time to take over your first business.
Wow.
There's some trials and tribulations and challenges, but learned a lot about myself, the industry, the company. Had a chance to change some things and some things we probably otherwise wouldn't have had time to, and so it kind of some silver lining there, and took it, a little bit of glass half full if we could. And yeah, things are great now. We're growing tremendously. We're expanding. We've opened up a location in downtown Boston, location in Manchester, New Hampshire. We're looking into possibly Worcester. We've always serviced nationally, and we actually now service internationally, which has been a cool step as of 2023. We work with a lot of the biotech and life science industry. It's huge in the Boston area, so they'll have a headquarters, say in Cambridge, and then they open an office in New York City, and we partner with a Canon vendor down in New York City. We handle everything. We set up the logistics. We send the equipment down there. They install it. They service it. Everything goes through us. And then they say they open in California. That's kind of the typical hubs for the life science area. Same situation. We partner with a vendor in California. And then recently, I had a very good customer ask me, "Hey, we're opening a location in the UK. I don't suppose you service that?" I said, "Give me a day. I'll figure it out." Called them back the next day. I said, "Yep, we'll take care of it. Here's the paperwork." Done. So same thing, Canon vendor in the UK, phenomenal partners out there. We've expanded as far as Berlin, Germany, which is cool. I didn't get to go out there, but I did fly to Toronto myself. We had a large install for one of our larger customers for a big hub, a big campus they have in Toronto. So I flew out there just because I'm neurotic and I want to make sure everything's perfect. I'm a perfectionist, so everything went great. Our partner in Toronto is phenomenal. I almost thought about door knocking when I was out there because I'd love to expand in Toronto. It's such a cool city, and my partner out there is so great. So what a quick trip. I think I was in Toronto for 30 hours.
Wow.
But, quick turnaround.
Wow.
Easy flight.
Yeah. And I think you touched on something that we talked about earlier, like and kind of how your business started. I'd love to hear a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so my dad started as a technician for a company called A Copy, run by a guy named Herb Chambers. So a lot of people don't know Herb Chambers prior to cars.
I didn't know that.
Had a copier company called A Copy. He sold for about $50 million.
Wow.
Then got into cars. I heard he just turned down $3 billion for his car enterprise. So
wow.
I think he made a good choice. But my dad started as a service technician for him, and just decided when he was 21 that he could do things a little differently and had his own spin on things. But it's important. I always mention that to people, is that my dad started as a technician versus a salespeople, and there's nothing against a salesperson, but he's always been service oriented. It's never about selling. It's more making sure the customer is taken care of. Our approach is, so we live answer our phones. We're probably one of the last companies that 8 to 5. You call us. There's no auto attendant. We pick up our phones.
I've experienced that. Everybody, it's Jody, and I am here with Rob Klein at Copy Pro in Woburn, Massachusetts. I'm so excited to talk with Rob. He and his company, they've been here for a long time. He's going to tell us about the history a little bit, and what they're doing now and where they're headed. This is a fantastic company.
I'm not lying. You can call us anytime. When I just switched over our phone systems, my vendor that was doing it was really trying to push me to an auto attendant, and I was adamant. I was like, I will not have an auto attendant. This is not how we do things. I think my father would have a heart attack if he called his own office and there was an auto attendant. So
it's not gonna fly.
Dad, if you're watching, I promise I'm not going to do that. He's down in Florida right now enjoying himself. But so really, I have become friends with so many of my customers now, and I love building relationships with them, and it's kind of cliche, everyone says that, but I really do. I love what I do. I love the people I work with. Our technicians love working here because the customers love seeing them. No one's frustrated with, because it's just a good experience. It's really fun to work with people who like working with you, and do business with people who like working with you, and you get trust on both ends. It's a really good feeling.
Yeah. I feel like anytime you and I have spoken about your business, you're always service forward, and that's the kind of local business, locally owned, and service oriented, that truly want what's best for the customer.
Exactly.
Those are the people I want to help lift up, because
there's just transparency being, because so I describe my industry as the Wild West. You can't online shop for these things. Service agreements, pricing, there doesn't exist online. So you have to find someone that you hopefully just trust is giving you, you can price shop, sure, but how long does anyone really want to spend on
right.
The purchase, the lease of one of these? The greatest compliment I get is I have so many customers now. I have a large law firm I work with. They just acquired another office. The CEO emailed me and he said, "Hey, just acquired this law. Here's the address. Please go up there. Let me know what I need. Send me the contract. I'll sign it." And there's no back and forth. He just knows them. Because the trust actually happened years ago when he called me saying, "Hey, I think we might be overusing the current equipment. Should we upgrade them?" And I said, "No way. This is perfect. You have what you need." And he was like, "I would have bought anything you told me to." And I said, "I can't do it. You got the right stuff. I'm not going to sell you anything different."
Yeah, and you're thinking to the future.
Always.
With that, referrals and trust, and that's what this is about, right?
Exactly.
Excellent. My last question is the size companies that you work with, the range.
That's the fun question. I love this question. I work with one of the, again, to the point of you can't shop this online, a sole proprietor attorney. She's a immigration attorney, which is very highly, a lot of paper. You have to print everything, hand file it. It's a very antiquated system, hand file at the courtroom. She was using just a small printer, was getting frustrated with that. Called looking for pricing just because she was curious. And she called me and she was like, "Oh my God," she said, "I was expecting $1,000 a month. This is a no-brainer. We could have it." So anyway, sole proprietor, just up to, a couple thousand people employed, international companies and stuff now. And we really, I can honestly say we don't discriminate. We're happy with one person, 5 people, 500 people. I love working with everyone, and you'll get the same. Get my direct line. Whoever wants to call me, if you're one person, 10 people, it doesn't matter. I'll pick up the phone for anyone, and anyone gets our live answering service. So there's really no, I get asked all the time, "What's your sweet spot?" I'm like, we really don't have one. We just, I think we work well with everyone.
So you've talked about Canon a couple of times now. So why Canon?
So we've loved Canon. We've had a great relationship with their engineering team, their logistics team. They're very big into, you probably can't quite see, security. So they lead the industry in security, always.
Nice.
Secure print, secure scanning, which is just huge these days. Everyone, it's paramount to all businesses of all sizes, industries, everything like that. So their products for security are phenomenal. Their hardware is phenomenal. So just had such a good relationship with them, and just really believe in them. It's easy to sell because I have such good security and confidence behind them. Scanning and printing, encryption involving that. A lot of people don't know, and most people don't know, printers are the #1 source of a data breach, or just a breach into a network, in all networks. So very common, way above my pay grade, but people somehow get in through the printer and get into the network, and that's how a lot of breaches occur. Canon mitigates that as best they can. Again, they always win the awards, and they're always voted the most secure printers. They have software as well, where the big thing is compliance and HIPAA compliancy for medical industries, and a lot of life science companies, or any really industry have sensitive information that are being printed, whether it's HR. So we work with a lot of companies to we install a reader on there, and whatever they have proximity cards that they enter the building with. They go up to the printer, scan that proximity card. Their prints rather than it just sitting on the printer, and anyone who walks by can grab it.
Right.
So that type of stuff, similar to scanning, same way. So Canon seems to have the best products for that, and so it's, again, another easy sell for us, and a confident sell is really what it comes down to. We've been vendors of every brand throughout the years, and Canon's the one that's always stuck for us. We've been a Canon dealer for almost 40 years now, I think 35 years.
Nice.
Most dependable product, best on the market, in our opinion. They have the largest market share. So
Nice, excellent. Well, if you know of someone who needs a printer, you know who to reach out to. Rob Klein at Copy Pro in Woburn, Massachusetts.
Thank you all for watching.